Facebook. What I'm looking to do. Tell if this is working like it's supposed to or not. And I don't know if this is on Facebook, if this is on YouTube, if this is doing anything at all. Have no frigging clue. And no way to check and see what is actually happening and what's not happening. What's that do? Nope, that doesn't help. Let's see, recent events are visible. Okay. One, two, three, four, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. You're saying getting video, but hello, Subaru. I'm just running a test to see if I've got this right or not. Are you on YouTube or here on Facebook or what? So I know what's going on. Okay, well, at least I know that it's shooting over to YouTube, so I guess it's shooting to Facebook as well. Uh, I tried this earlier and it doesn't seem to save it to YouTube. Is it supposed to or is it not supposed to? Because I can't find any information to tell me what's going on with this thing. Because I don't know. I'm confused. But then again, I guess that's just part of my life too. Thanks for popping in though. Now let me see. Chad would know more than I would. He uses it more. Yeah, he probably would. I'm sure he's sleeping right now though, since he was up all night and then up for quite a while this morning. I, I don't know. I just can't wait until I get access to my computer again. Then I can do things properly. Yeah, my finger's in the way. I don't care. Not that there's anything fancy behind me to look at anyway. You know, so, yeah, I understood what you were saying. And the phones have a bad habit of misspelling what you say anyway. But or putting in what it wants to say, even though you said something completely different. My phone actually did that one time. I was talking to my sister, well, talking to my phone, telling it to type out something to my sister. I'm glad I reread it before I sent the message because my phone popped off with this thing it was going to send to her saying something about having sex on the beach. And I'm like, oh my God, that's my sister. Phone, you have lost your mind. But, but yeah, things should look up roughly a month, 2 months out at the latest. And I should have access to my computer. Well, I have access to my computer, just not home internet. Finances really suck, but anyway. Now, let me see. My first test was 4.5 minutes. Yeah, life and financial constraints, I fully understand. Tonight's going to be the second episode of the Vape University. So we're supposed to be covering different types of mods as the primary discussion. Might be interesting. Hopefully, we'll have more than 4 viewers. Our first live stream only actually had 4 viewers, and we were covering Ohm's law and battery safety. We try to tell everybody, I mean, even if they're your friends or whatever aren't viewing the show on a separate device or whatever, try to get you a bunch of people gathered around your computer and watch the live stream anyway, and that way you can give us feedback and tell us, what do we need to explain and what do you want covered and what have you. We'd like to see a lot of smokers that 7 o'clock Central Time. We'd like to see a lot of smokers that are thinking about being first time vapors or even beginning vapors and some advanced vapors too, because we can all learn something. Like I said in one of my posts on one of the vape groups, that even the teachers can be taught. We never stop learning. And it's like, what is that? A pulse with PWM mod. I'm looking into possibly getting one, uh, but I've never had one and don't know a whole lot about them. From what I do know, I think they work kind of like a variable voltage mod. Uh, but from what I've gathered, with more of a kick. So I just know they have battery life for days. That's pretty much all I know. And that they can technically go up there to stupid wattage, like 1,000 watts and stuff like that. Like anybody would ever use that. But And I use Mex, unregulated, mouth alone pod, uh, regulated. I've covered the whole spectrum of devices. I started out with them stupid cigarette looking things. I was a vape shop before vape shops even existed and didn't know I was a vape shop. And, once they all started popping up everywhere I turned, it's like, I can't keep up. I'm shutting down. Yeah, I've tried Nick Salts. Nick Salts to me don't have flavor. I mean, they have a little bit, but not enough to count. Uh, Number one. And number two, I don't care how high I go in Nick Salt. I can get more satisfaction from a higher level regular nicotine than I can from a high level Nick Salt. I just And they're not all that super smooth like everybody says they are, or at least the three or four Nick Salts I've had haven't been. So I've even tried Stem Nick, um, this Ghost Stick stuff. I only got this one bottle, and it's supposed to be uh, it's like 19.5 milligrams, but they say it's supposed to be equivalent to 40 milligrams of Nick Salt, but it's nicotine derived directly from the stem of uh, the tobacco plant, and it's I don't know. Maybe I got a bad bottle. Maybe it's supposed to taste this way. I have no idea, but it tastes like a cigarette to me. So, and it's supposed to be like a mixed drink. I don't care for it. I mean, but yeah, I'm with you. Standard nicotine, you know, is fine. I mean, works just as good, if not better, than all this other stuff, and tastes better too. So, I don't know. I don't know. In my mind, I really think Nick salts were nothing more than a gimmick, number one. And if they are modified in some fashion where they truly get into your system faster, uh, and really do everything that they claim it does, it kind of makes me feel like they designed it just to get people hooked, not really to get people off of cigarettes, but to get people hooked on their product so that way whether they quit smoking or not, they've got another addiction. I could be completely wrong though. Don't know. And I know a lot of people like them. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know all the chemical workup of how they derive their nicotine and all that, whether what we call freebase nicotine is made in a lab or whether it's uh, basically tobacco plant thrown in a juicer and the nicotine is derived that way. I don't know. But freebase nicotine can't be any worse than the nicotine in a regular cigarette. Uh, and like I said, Nick Salt, being chemically modified with some type of acid, kind of makes you wonder about that anyway. And then that stem nick stuff that they claim is more or less a tobacco plant thrown in a juicer, and that's your nicotine. I don't know, that tastes so much like a true cigarette that it makes me think that there's something funny going on with that too. But I don't know. There's 1,000 different types of alcohol. There's alcohol made from rice, one's made from potatoes, one's made from cactus, one's made from fruits. So, hey, got me. As long as I ain't spending my money on cigarettes, I guess I'm doing all right. But that's the funny thing too, though. When I got my very first actual e-cigarette, I was sold on it because I was told this is identical to a cigarette. You just don't have to light it, and you can use it in the mall. Uh, Even though you can't smoke in the mall. That was my introduction to vaping and uh, my first experience with vaping and how I got into selling them and learning about them and to the point where I am today. But uh, yeah, it's just so odd how things have changed in such a short period of time. Oh, but I guess since you're viewing my channel, that means you subscribed. Thank you, by the way. I wasn't even thinking. Oh, that's almost empty. Let me grab my next one. Yeah, exactly. And I don't care what anybody says, the people that are trying to hate on vaping and what have you. Uh, I know my health has improved. Uh, Granted, I'm not a healthy person, so I don't have excellent health, but my health has gotten better since I quit smoking. I've saved a little bit of money, not a massive amount, but I've saved a little bit of money each month by not buying 4 to 6 cartons a month. So yeah, let's see. What do I have to do today? I could get up and get some more coffee, but that's way across the room. Uh, Let me see. Because my Asthma is way better. Good, good. I'm glad your asthma's better. I'm assuming you were born with asthma. I mean, most of my health problems are genetic. It came from father and mother and other family members. Yeah, I know what it is to not be able to breathe. I mean, I don't have asthma myself, but I do have other issues like COPD. Uh, so yeah, I mean, that's a good thing that your asthma is better. Maybe we can keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully, it'll totally clear up and you won't have asthma no more. Yeah, we're not having the crackdown here in Oklahoma like all these other states are yet. We've got minor nuisances here and there, but nothing real major at this point in time, anyway. But we do have other stupid laws and issues going on, mainly dealing with healthcare, which is irritating in and of itself. But this year so far, hope to reach more. Hey, good job. I got my mother to quit smoking and go on vaping. She tried a few different things and ended up liking the Aspire Breeze, the first all-in-one by Aspire. Uh, my what the hell did you call her? And she's not really a nurse. She's not really a housekeeper either. She's somewhere in between there. My assistant, anyway. I got her to quit smoke. Well, she's a dual user right now. She's kind of in between smoking and vaping, but she's enjoying the Aspire Breeze as well. The first Aspire Breeze. Uh, I got my friend and her wife. Uh, they're also at the point of being a dual user. Uh, my adopted sister, uh, she she had started vaping for a while, but she didn't want to keep buying juice and buying coils. She kept telling me to buy all that stuff for her, and I just couldn't financially support her. So it was like, you know, I helped you for the first 6 months. If you would rather spend your money on cigarettes, do what you got to do. Where did that message just go? Message flew by and then went away. No. Come on, go away. This Firebreeze one is my favorite pod system. Just can't find the coils for it anymore here. I don't know where you're at. Um, but where do I get them? I look online. I just find them online. I mean, I I've got a friend in Montana too. Uh, yeah, I just find them online. I don't do any shopping at my local vape shops because number one, they're not local. The closest one to me is like an hour away. Um, and number two, the prices at the vape shops uh, are ridiculous compared to online. Uh, and number three, the vape shops treat you worse than the convenience stores. So I just do everything online. I hate to do that to a small business because I'm a small business, and when I was the only vape shop in my area, you know, I had a few customers and what have you, and I would have hated for them to tell me your prices are ridiculous. I'm going somewhere else. But of course, they didn't have the option of going anywhere else at that point in time either, unless they wanted to go to the neighboring state. But that's cool. What business you in? I do plating, silver plating, gold plating, and there's one other type of plating. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. Platinum, I think. I'm not sure. Uh, and of course, being a reviewer, that's cool. You got a big amount of customers in your area, I hope. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm not making any money. I'm losing money left and right. Because you would think with all the uh, that's good. I mean, if you weren't in Montana, I'd bring you my car. Uh, but well, like I say, that's good. I mean, gives you something to do. You get a little bit of cash. I mean, I'm sure your expenses almost outweigh your profit, but uh, or at least that's what I've always found with the underground businesses that I've ran in the past. This is my first actual tax number business. Uh, and like I said, I've only had my tax number for, I don't know, somewhere between 4 and 6 months. So, like I say, I've done nothing but lost money. Because, like I say, with all the vape groups I'm on, and I've mentioned, that I do silver plating, you would think all these mech users would be wanting to send me their at least their firing pins, uh, to be silver plated. Because I tell them all, I mean, you don't have to send me your whole entire mech mod. Just the parts you want silver plated, like the 510 pin if you have one, and the firing pin. Drop them in an envelope, mail them to me. I'll get them done in a day, have them mailed out the next day. And if it's only like the screw for the 510 and the firing pin, I might charge you $5. You know, I'm not trying to make a killing off of nobody. But nobody seems to be interested. So it's like, okay, well, I've silver plated my own stuff, my own mech stuff. And there is a difference. I mean, you can tell a difference. I mean, granted, it's not like having a solid silver firing pin, but it's better than just the standard firing pin for your cheaper mech mods. Yeah, my wife, when she was alive, she was never a smoker. Uh, she was never happier when I started vaping. That's good. No problem. Uh, I was just saying that. What was I saying? I don't even know. Oh, that I have a silver plating service, and I do other type of platings as well, and uh, a bunch of people on different vape groups know that I do silver plating, but nobody wants to get their MechMod firing pin silver plated for like $5. I guess because they have to mail it to me and get it mailed back, or because I'm not well enough known or something. I don't know, but like, whatever. Yeah, I was also saying that my wife was never happier when I quit smoking and started vaping because she's never been a smoker anyway. Uh, she didn't have a problem with me vaping around her or anything else. She just didn't want me to smoke. She's like, "You're not smoking in the house, number one, and you smell like a filthy ashtray, every time you go smoke." All right, honey, I understand. That you knew I was a smoker before you ever hooked up with me. But I sure miss my wife. It's been 5 years. And when I think about all the different things I've done in my life, and there, your wife was never a smoker either. I've been married twice. The first time was the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. I stuck with it out of being hard headed for 10 years. Well, that's good that she doesn't smoke. I mean, in some ways, it would be nice if she vaped. I mean, that way you would have a somebody to, uh, let try your different flavored juices, and you could try hers, and y'all could either agree or disagree on flavors and what have you. But I understand how it works. And what made it worse was my wife had a. I used to always tease her about it, but she had a hypersensitive nose. Uh, I used to always tell her that she could smell a flea fart from 15 miles away. Newport menthol for 2 years before I got with her, but she ate zero. Well, that's good. She quit, and she's a vapor. She may vape a different nicotine than you do, but you know, still something you can share together. What's going on here? All these. Okay, let's see. Come on, move up. Uh, okay. That's one of the things I like about Chad too. Chad and the rest of the Rising Vapors. They're still uh, small enough that they'll talk with you, that they'll uh, basically be human with you. Uh, I find a lot of these uh, big time reviewers, not all of them by no means, uh, but a lot of them, uh, on the level of rip trippers and what have you, uh, won't even so much as give you the time of day unless you're one of their Patreons, or you give them a donation in one of their shows or something. And uh, I don't know if it's because they have so many people that try to talk to them, or if they have such a busy life outside of YouTube, or if they're having a bad day, or you know I really don't know. I mean, but I try to talk to all of my subscribers, and uh, when I go into other people's live streams and what have you, subscribe to other people's channels. I may not be able to watch everybody's video, but I can at least support them, and give them an extra subscriber, uh, and try to catch some of their reviews and shows and what have you. Uh, Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough, which cause buffering. The current keyframe frequency is 4.7 seconds. Note that ingestion errors can cause incorrect group of picture size. Okay, I don't understand what you're saying there. Okay, keyframe frequency being sent often enough. So you want me to... I gotta go eat with the wife. Check you later. Love and peace. Check you later. And take it easy, Subaru. Thank you so much for being a subscriber and for stopping by and chatting with me.